Howdy all, and welcome to part 8 of the Dune Awakening playthrough series. In part 7, we did the Trooper initial training quests, and something just went by. A worm, I'm guessing. Anyway, what I'm going to do in this playthrough is up there in the upper left, you can see I have the main quest or the main story quest up in lavender, I guess that color is. Moving on, I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to go to the north to the Vermillius Gap, research the advanced construction kit, and then make an advanced subfief console, which I will pretty much immediately destroy. I don't want to move up into the Vermillius Gap yet. There's so much in Haga Basin South here that I have hardly even touched. I know nothing about what this stuff is over here. I've only been down to... I haven't been to the Broken Stone Station. What am I using for a gun? Or what was I using for a rifle? The Karpov? Yeah, Karpov 38. Well, there you go. I've got to go get Aron's Vengeance, which is a much better rifle. But since I've got this open, I'll tell you what I've done between Part 7 and this Part 8. I did, as I mentioned, run around and get a bunch more fuel cells because, boy, did I really need them to power up my generators. And in the process, I killed a bunch of scavengers and got, a bunch of money. And I took that money to Arakeen and went to the exchange, the player-to-player marketplace, and found some just insane deals. I got the Way of the Lost, which you can see has been repaired once and so it's lost a little bit of durability, but it still has most of it. This is an excellent Mala pistol, way beyond the one that I can just now make, and certainly better than the improvised Mala pistol that I started with. And as far as a bladed weapon, I mean, I like Kalef's Drinker a lot, but the only bladed weapon that was available was Poison Mist for 1,500 Solari. Not 15,000, 1,500 Solari. So, as a swordmaster, I now have a sword. It's a rapier. It does way more damage per hit than Kalef's Drinker. It's faster than a regular sword, a rapier is. And this one poisons people on attack. So, I think these two things cost me a total of 2,500 Solari. And this was the most expensive. I think this was 2,000. I got Kali's Breaker, which you can see I can actually use to farm any sort of node all the way up to basalt and aluminum, which I'm not even close to. That's tier 4 stuff. I can't repair it. In fact, that being the case, I might not actually use it, although it will get me 162 copper, granite, salvage metal, and 93 iron per node. I've already destroyed in the recycler my improvised cutter ray, so I guess I am going to be using it. Anyway, so to head on over to the Vermillius Gap, I do want to do it here while it's still daylight. Mainly so that I can avoid the Sardaukar ships. I'm going to give myself a little bit more to drink. I have fuel for the bike. I've got plenty of, if I do wind up fighting anything, which I don't plan to, I've got plenty of bandages. I have survey probes if I have enough time to actually survey that area. Let's see, what am I thinking? Oh, that's... Okay, my improvised power pack is getting a little low. Can I make a Mark 1? I can. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and replace that with a Mark 1. As soon as it's done, its whole 15 seconds of construction time. There we go. Alright, so we'll swap that out. Give a little bit more power to all of my things, including Emperor's Wing. And I'll go ahead and recycle the improvised power pack, which is... There we go. All right. It's starting to get later in the day. That's what I want. That's what I want. Come on, bike. What the heck do I have in 7? Oh, I didn't press 7. That's why. There we go. All right. And I just knee-kicked my bike. All right. I also have the quest to hand over this package at the anvil. I had to pick up the package from Mir, which I've done. All right, you can see the closest point is pretty much right there. But I don't know what's in here. I can see over there, well, that thing just showed up. There we go, right in here, that there's actually drum sand. I think there might be drum sand directly in front of me too, but I'm gonna... Alright, no evidence currently of worm sign, so let's give this a shot. Alright, you can see the indicator. Oh, it went away there for a second. That was interesting. Making enough noise to attract some attention. Oh, there we go. All right. They say you can't outrun Shai Hulud. Let's find out if that's true. Seeing how I've overheated. Apparently I did. Alright, well, the heck with you, worm. Alright, I'm going to drive around this thing just so I wind up getting it on my map. That's the southwest ironworks, which I don't want to be at. I mean, eventually I will, but not right now. Because the anvil is still quite a ways away. Which is the trade post in this region. Yeah, I'm not going to fight you guys. Actually, it'd be an interesting test of my new weapons, but... Alright. That is the hammer. Mirzaba. And I want to get to that... You know, I think the easiest way is going to be going over to the end of this particular outcrop that sticks out from the ironworks. Oh, see, drum sand. There we go. Low fuel. And we're back to 100%. All right. Now, can I see if there's any... Yeah, there's drum sand right there. Which would be right in that direction. So if I angle at that corner... Yep, all right. It looks like I'm going to miss the drum sand. Whoop. I mean, I may want that booster in a minute anyway, but... All right, so now I'm in the eastern Vermillius Gap. It's become night already, and there's a Sardaukar ship. Now, I'm not heading in that direction, but let's see whether or not it's heading in my direction eventually. And I think once I get around that little point right there, it'll trigger a cutscene. Oh no, I've got to go way around this point. That's the very southern end of this Mirsaba massive pile of outcrops. That's the anvil over there. Yeah, we're going to be up towards that pointy one a little bit more before we trigger the cutscene. I said trigger the cutscene. All right. How far up here do we have to go? There we go.
You might have seen my little pyrotechnics display, Off-Worlder. But whether you did or not, the long and short of it is that I must go. And quickly. The Sardaukar have my scent, and the Emperor's hounds are not known for their mercy. I do not know when we will meet again.
And there you go.
Continue to follow your path.
Somebody
Let
with
the
an
desert
ornithopter.
teach you as you walk in the footsteps of the Fremen. Find allies. It is hard to survive without friends. And remember, Arrakis will sharpen you, Off-Worlder. Make sure you become the right kind of blade.
Oh, okay. All right, so we have drum sand directly in front of me, so I want to cut up that way. So, yeah, I want to head basically right toward the moon. Go around the drum sand. Didn't even get you excited enough to... Is that a spice? I think that is. Oh man, I would die out there. I don't have a static compactor. Yeah, that's a spice blow. Oh, that's so frustrating. That's basically, you know, I could get spice sand right there without having to go into the deep desert. How annoying is that? I mean, I could go out and scoop it up, but it's out there. I would be calling worms like the second I got there. But that does happen. Outside the deep desert, you can actually find spice blows very rarely, or at least in my experience. What did I press? Not that button. That button. Alright, so I've reached the anvil. Another cutscene is going to play out. I usually skip this because it's long and pretty annoying, but I guess I'll let it play out.
No, not lost, sir. She's dead.
Oh, tragic. Truly tragic. But they say the desert kills the weak.
My God, man, she was one of yours. Cousin, even.
I am in deep mourning, sir. Rumors of disloyalty buzzed around her like blowflies, but now, who's to say? Certainly not her.
My one pleasure in this hell is knowing that you're trapped here with me.
A momentary setback, I assure you.
Even your Harkonnen masters find you insufferable, Maxim. You're down here forever.
Tell me, dear Anton, what's it like being the handkerchief your superiors use to wipe the gore off Shining Atreides' honor?
Let's settle this.
Gladly.
By the laws of Canley.
By the laws of Canley.
By the laws of Canley.
So that basically gives you the setup of the Atreides and Harkonnen conflict. The fact that there is an Atreides and a Harkonnen representative here. But now I need to hand over this package.
Another innocent traveler, like every other scoundrel here. Got my eye on you, stranger. Don't test me.
Except not here. Contract board, apparently. Yeah, there it is. Deliver item. Do I want to take... No, I don't want to take any of the contracts here yet. Because like I said, I'm not actually moving here yet. But I did pick up the fresh recruit contracts for both the Harkonnen and the Atreides. It's not going to give me much money. But let's say hello.
Do you aspire to contribute to something bigger than yourself? Care to join the right side of this war? I am Anton Tolliver. I serve proudly as a soldier for House Atreides. However, my superiors deem me useful for more subtle operations.
So I could go through all of these. You know, what if I wanted to join your house, etc. I'm going to go right to completing the contract for fresh recruits.
That we are. If you're interested, I'm just the man to talk to.
And now I said, what if I want to join
My
the
house seeks assets in this wretched war of assassins. I prefer open conflict, but my Duke needs me here. Trust is not an easy thing in a war of assassins, but I have a task that needs doing. Complete it, and we can discuss our future association. One of our undercover agents went missing. I fear Maxim is on to him. Bring me him, or information on what became of him. Find the agent. Details are in this contract.
I'll accept that contract. Now I'm going to go talk to Maxim.
Well, you look more capable than the average scum. This war of assassins has a way of making people into victims or victors. Which are you, I wonder? Pardon me, living in the heat and lingering Fremen stink erodes civility. I am Levenbrecht Maxim Kazmir, intelligence officer of Great House Harkonnen.
And it says here that you're looking for recruits, so this was the quest of fresh recruits for the Harkonnen.
It seems you can both read and follow directions. We should get along famously.
Now, what if I wanted to join your house?
Brazen and eager. I can work with that. I'd say it's about building trust, but this is a game of intrigue, so we'll deal in usefulness instead. You see, my job is to sift through the dregs of this dunghole, separating rare talent from so much meat we throw into the grinder.
How do I prove my usefulness?
Promising asset up and vanished while on the trail of an Atreides agent. Are they dead? Are they deep into their cups? It is unimportant. The Atreides agent is the thing. Bring me all the information you can gather, and we may just allow you under the umbrella of our success. Perhaps Anton was sloppy in contacting his agent, and perhaps I spied on him. But if he's on the move, we must hurry. We must hurry. Find information regarding the Atreides agent, and you'll find our favor.
So, as you can see, you take this quest to find this missing spy, and who you turn the information into is... Alright. Who is this? Says talk, but...
Don't know you from Adam. Slag off.
Must be somebody for a quest. Alright. So, to finish... First, I need to research the advanced construction kit. Which is right there. And I forgot to bring with me any granite or salvaged metal that I'll need to make...
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
2 minutes, huh? Alright, well, let's run down here real quickly, get some granite that I know is right down here. Unless somebody's recently mined it. Okay. How about some salvage metal? There we go. Fuel cell, let's get some salvage metal here. And that'll be more than enough.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
All right, I'd better run back to the anvil and get enclosed in there before too late. I mean, I could hide in one of these rock niches pretty easily, but it'd be pretty cool to see what happens when a sandstorm hits one of these trade posts. Alright, so I'm enclosed here anyway. Even if nothing happened, I'd be fine. Come on, folks. Sandstorm's supposed to hit any time now. Alright, well, while I'm waiting, let's top up some water. There we go.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
And boom, we are completely protected. That's actually pretty neat. There's somebody in my chair. It's not my chair, of course. There we go. All right, and I will bring you back when this is over. All right, folks, welcome back. As you can see, the doors are opening. I'm gonna get off my chair and head back out to see whether or not I can find some gosh darn granite. What are the odds? Pretty poor. All right. Okay. Yeah, this iron's supposed to be right here, too. Somebody must have really, very recently mined that. I mean, unless the nodes appear in different places, which is entirely possible. Yeah, the copper nodes that are along here are still here. So for some reason, somebody was just going for granite and iron. Oh, there's some granite right there. That's more than enough that I need. Just to be sure, though, I'll pick up some more of this. Salvage metal. All right. There's a base over there. There's nothing over there. Wow. This part of the eastern Vermillius gap around the anvil is pretty empty. I don't want to block anything, you know. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just destroying this thing anyway. All right, so I need my... Oh, it's already in there. I need my construction tool, which is in 5. I don't want a regular console, or subfief console, which is what I'm seeing here. I want this one, the advanced subfief console. Too close to a no building zone for the bad guys over there. Okay, I'm good right here. Alright. Now, I need to open the map and abandon my base in Haga Basin South. So, I don't want to do that. But I don't think it matters whether or not this stays here. Get rid of that. And demolish. I said demolish. Am I not in demolish? I am in demolish. Why isn't it letting me demolish this one? Oh, I'm not in demolish. Okay. Okay, let's get out of the heat here first. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to the anvil. I'm going to fly back into Griffin's Reach. So I can abandon that base and then just recreate the subfief console so I don't lose that base. But that's what I need to do to finish out this quest. And I could abandon it from here. It just says open the map, and you can do that. Let's get out of the sun here. All right, if I bring up the map, so I know this area because I drove through this area, but I don't know anything else, including, that's apparently where the missing spy is, down there in that area. But I could just go right to, if I hover over it, you see, if I hold X, it will abandon my base. And again, that's what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to do it until I can just basically recreate the subfief console. So to do that, now that I
Flight
know...
somewhere today? Music to my ears. Where do you want to go?
I want to go to Haga Basin.
The basin is a pretty big place. Could you narrow it down a little?
Yeah, the only other place I know, Griffin's Reach.
Mir's place? Yeah, I know it. Scavenger territory. Gonna cost you a few Solari.
So just here you can see that I've deposited, I still have 11,000 Solari in the guild bank, but I have on me 11,005. So I'm going to pay the 700 and let's go. And now you get the cutscene. Actually, no, there isn't a cutscene. The cutscenes only happen when you go into one of the settlements. So now I just have to wait until I reappear in Griffin's Reach. And wait. Do I want to drive over or jump off? My base is right over here. All right. So now comes the fun part. Is I've got to figure out that isn't where the center of my base was. Come on. I had it there for a second. All right, looks like I'm going to have to destroy the stairs here. There we go. Yes. All right, now... Okay, so you can see the journey is completed. All right, I don't want an advanced subfief console. I want the regular subfief console. And now I want to make sure that my base is completely inside it. Which, see, if I bring it back here, the very front of it is not inside anymore. It's not quite squared off. You rotate it that way a little bit. And I would say I need to step this way a little bit. There. Everything is inside. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh, just yes. Yeah. Oh, I got plenty of room off to the side there. Or do I? Ooh, I might be running into the... All right, if I erase it there... Boy, I'm really close to the edge on both sides. All right, well, let me try moving it back to where I had it before. All right, am I... Wow. Just made it. All right. And now let's go back to... Put those stairs back in place. I could put the Chome facility stairs in now that I know how to use them. But I'm not going to. Stairs. All right. All right, so you can see the quest up there has now rolled over to I now can undergo the quest for the second trial of Akal. And if I bring up my research, You see, everything up here has new stuff. So I now know how to make a Dew Reaper, the Kirab Heavy Armor. All of this is iron stuff. You know, large chests, the Heal Kit Mark IIs. I'm going to get quests to make this stuff eventually. Cut Array Mark II. You know, all of this good stuff. I can now make a Blood Extractor Mark II, which also requires iron. What does it say? I've got something else in here that I didn't. More weaponry. I guess I've highlighted everything. Oh yeah, I can now make the Sand Bike Mark II, which is a much better sand bike. But I'm not going to do all of that. What I'm going to do is call this a video. So thank you very much for joining me once again. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you have any question or comments on this video or any video you see here on Nerd Caliber, please do leave it in the comment section below. I guess that's it. And I will see you in the next video. So, in the meantime, stay safe, be well, and bye-bye.